Okay, all right. I want to welcome everyone to another one of my videos for the Black Nationalist channel. All right, so I am going to be addressing, it seems like this is a major theme, the toxic masculinity. Obviously, because every single day it's like something that comes out more and more just deviant, more deprived, more sadistic than the last one when it comes to attacking our black men. I mean, if I didn't know better, 2019 should be attacking straight black men under the guise of toxic masculinity and the Me Too movement. But anyway, what you see on this backdrop, yes, I know it is disturbing. It is very disturbing. But what you see is the guy we all know of, who they claim that he won the Oscars but did not win the award. His name is Billy Porter. He is an actor, and we know that he is married to a white man. And then we see one of our young, innocent little boys, one of many, who is being portrayed or being molded to accept this type of behavior. We have failed, black people, our elders. 20 years ago at a lecture from Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she said white supremacy is telling our men and women to hate each other as well as themselves. At this rate, very soon, our women will be teaching their girls to hate black men, and our men will be wearing dresses. We have failed the teachings. We have failed to follow our elders' guidelines. Everyone is saying, yes, Billy is looking good. Yes, this is fabulous. This is how you be a man. So you mean to tell me to be a man, you got to wear a dress? I remember reading a comment somewhere, I think it was the other day, that a black woman said, well, if black men wasn't insecure, they would see no problem with this. And she also went on to say that this is time for us to accept and to love and embrace our gay black community. Listen, the black community has never rejected gay black men and women. It was always white people that's always rejected their people. So let's get that straight. I mean, there are groups that are against gay people, and they're all come from white people, not from blacks. Not from blacks. The only difference is that just don't force it down our throat. That's it. Just don't force that down our throat. We are already fighting to keep our family unit going because our women have left the civil rights movement to join the feminist movement, which accepted welfare. Our men, they have went into selling crack because that was the only opportunity that they was forced to accept to get money, because this government was not allowing them to learn new skills. I have talked about this previously. I have. By us accepting this mindset, thinking that this is cute, we are going to be destroyed. That we really are going to wipe ourselves out before 2050. That was something that I had read not too long ago. I will bring it back up from what I read, that the black race in America may not last till 2050. It may not. Everyone is going to be so mixed that you're not going to find a deeply melanated person, because everyone is going to be mixed. That is the goal. If not mixed, dead. Like I have said the last one, we as a group, we're being forced to accept two options: extermination or forced slavery. That is what we are facing. So by us want to accept this effeminate agenda to say that, you know what, our men is better off being gay, not being gay because of by choice, or maybe you're born, I don't know. But by it being forced upon us, no, we cannot accept this. We cannot allow this. And then we are already seeing how our babies is being attacked, and this is being shoved in their throats. And of course, you know this had to come from a single mother home, because you know why? Like I have said in my previous video, if you have a man in the household, this would not fly. He would be raising his son on how he would be the best man that he can be. He would be raising his son on how to love himself, how to respect himself, what his son should expect from a woman. He would be raising his son on how to protect his mind, his emotions, his money, spirituality. He would be teaching his son those things. He would not be telling his son, go put on this little Cinderella dress, like with a little shirt on, and be like, parade this around and say, hey, this is a good way for acceptance. No. You see, there's one thing to tolerate something, but it's another to accept it. It's one thing to tolerate it, because anybody can tolerate a crying child. But when you being forced to accept it, that's a whole nother problem. That's another problem right there. And we are being forced to accept this deviant behavior. If I hurt feelings, oh well. But right now, we are being forced to accept this deviant behavior. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was an article that I was reading somewhere that I think there's supposed to be, I don't know if it's either HBO or Netflix, but one of them, there's going to be a series of topics about gay black men. But the first one is going to be about in the barbershops. And I believe I have posted this on my page as well, my Facebook page as well. And what they were talking about, that how gay men, when they're in the, straight black men environment, they're getting their hair done, and how uncomfortable they may feel when a subject may be brought up upon homosexuality. I have been to male barbershops, and I'm going to tell you something. That is something that black men at the barbershop, they don't even talk about. They may talk about their woman problems, their baby mamas, the game, or the money that they're making, or the money that you're trying to make. So, heck, they even be trying to exchange ideas and formulas and stuff like that to better themselves in the community. The last thing that they want to talk about is some dude who wants to be gay. So what they're trying to do is another form of forcing this on our straight black man to say, hey, by you being black and by you being a straight black man, we cannot allow this to happen. So we have to find another way to destroy you guys. We see that we have to find another way to destroy you. Because see, they already tried to use a guy named Terry Crews to go after straight black men, even though Terry Crews should have went after the white man who grabbed his genitals in front of his wife. However, I think it was a E! News article that his wife said that in front of him that he would have stayed in the friend zone because he was too nice. Well, I guess that's no wonder why that this guy was able to grab you, but that's okay. But there was an article from boundingintocomments.com. It was on March 1st, and it said Deadpool's 2, Terry Crews accused of misogyny after comments on the importance of fatherhood. There was an article a tweet that Jason put out, and you could tell that she was a white woman. It was Paula, and she says, at Terry Crews, what the F is wrong with you, dude? We all trusted you, only for you to turn out to be a misogynist, homophobic asshole. What a joke you are. So you say that straight black men are toxic masculinity because they did not come to your rescue when you was groped by a white man. You went on this rampage on these speeches talking about how you saw your father beat your mother, or how you was like being told that you should be a pimp or things to that nature. We saw how you did this interview with Mike Tyson, another broken buck as well, only to be turned up on. The very people that you reached out to, the very people that you thought had your back, they turned on you. And they did it with the quickness. Terry Crews is catching hell from white women. What have I said? White woman teaches white supremacy. Every child's first teacher is the mother. So it is not odd that white woman is saying the same exact thing that white men would say. It's because they teach it. And they are tearing him up on Twitter. He is trying his hardest to explain himself out of it, but he can't. He can't. The internet is immortal. You see what happens when you go against your own people for the sake of trying to get ahead? What did Malcolm X say about this? And his grassroots movement speech, when he talked about the house Negro versus the field Negro, the house Negro was so eager to say, I got me a house and I'm the only black person with a house in an all-white neighborhood. What did he say about these house Negroes? And about the field Negroes? The field Negroes are the ones that are sick and tired. The field Negroes are the ones that wants to go back home. The field Negroes are the ones that wants to get off this plantation. But the house Negroes, no. They don't see anything getting better. The house Negroes say, go back to Africa. What do you mean? You're not going to find any place where you can have a house or have a job. You're not going to be able to find that elsewhere. You're not going to be able to find that in Africa. Just like what I have said, and I want to reiterate it, we have failed our elders. And so by us failing our elders, we now have this massive toxic masculinity that's being blown up in our face every single day. It does not matter where we go, but yet the very people who looks like us, who's throwing us under the bus, they're being turned on. But yet the funny thing about it is that Terry Crews still do not see or want to accept that the very people that he thought were his friends, they're becoming his enemy now. How can you call yourself a stable adult? Okay. You see people that is rising up against you, but yet you still want to try to find a way to soothe them, to make them feel good. They over here have a gun in front of your face, but yet you want to say, it's okay, please, let me do this, please. No, it makes absolutely no sense at all. I don't get it. Maybe because I think too logical. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. You know, and then we're surrounded really around a lot of idiots. But I will say this, though. If we continue to accept this narrative, we're not going to have a community left. We're going to have a community of black men who so effeminate with the broken wrist, who's going to be thinking illogical instead of logical. And we're going to have black women who want to think that they are masculine, but when it comes to actually being put in the face of adversity, they're going to buckle. And then we're going to be like, who is going to be there to save us? We are wiping ourselves out. White supremacists, they gave us the different tools. And right now, instead of us destroying those tools, we're gladly picking up those tools and use it to destroy ourselves. That's a problem. That is a major problem that we are having. This is a problem that we are seeing every single freaking day. That is why it is imperative that we continue to remind ourselves as to who we are. And if you are a father, if you're a husband, continue to teach your son what it is, and for him to be happy that he is a male, and to love his masculinity. And also, if you are a wife, a mother, you tell your daughter what she should expect from a man. Not a weak man, not a man that want to be so quick to want to put on women's clothing. Because if you have a man that says, hey, I don't mind helping you put on your makeup, I'm going to put on the dress and stuff like that, we have a problem. There was a photo during the Halloween times where I thought that the husband was the wife. She said that her husband, was playing around in makeup or whatever, and he had the wig, the whole 9 yards. It was for Halloween. And I was like, no, he does this when you're not there. That is, if I was to find my husband walking out the room in some heels with a skirt, blouse, wig, and his makeup looking better than mine, I want a divorce. I want a divorce. Because who is to say that you're not in somebody's butthole, or he is in your butthole, and then you want to come and lay down with me? That I'm not going to accept that. And no woman should accept that. And no man should allow his woman to say, hey, let's do this challenge. You dressing up like me and I dress up like you. No. If your woman comes to you and say, hey, I want you to put on my clothes so we can do this challenge, you tell her, get the F out. Because you are not going to emasculate yourself to please her. To pleasure her. You're not going to do that. If she wants somebody to be in a dress and heels, then she needs to get her a woman. She needs to leave men alone, straight men alone, and get her a woman and just purchase a dildo. Let's just call it what it is. There's a lot of confused individuals out here, which is, I believe, the reason why this LGBT, all this other type of nonsense is growing louder, because more and more people are confused, and they are confused because the media is doing an a superb job in pushing this gay, lesbian, whatever else that you want to call mental illness, which is what it is. I'm just going to be frank, upon us. And so now, since we see it every single day, and our music, we listen to it, and the television shows, everything is being pushed and pushed and pushed upon us to the point that it's like, okay, now this is normal. And then it's being pushed upon our children. You have the the cross-dressers reading to our young children who are in kindergarten and stuff like that. No, that should not be happening at all. But see, this is being forced upon us. And we as black people, they know how powerful we are. Why do you think that white supremacists have worked so hard to destroy us? Come on, black people. You have to ask yourself, how come these white people, these Caucasoids, are not working so hard to destroy the Italians, to destroy the Asians, to destroy any other group? Why are they working so hard to destroy us? Why? Because look at the empires that we have built, our ancestors have built centuries ago. We were powerful, but in order to make sure that we do not rise again, you have to break up that family unit. Can you all not see the importance of having a strong family unit? Can you not see the importance of that? Can you not see as to why white supremacists, they have to focus on dividing us? They're trying to divide us as far as male versus female. Now they're trying to divide us as far as this toxic masculinity and this toxic femininity as well. Black women, we are going to pay for this treasonous act if we do not get ourselves together. We have to stop saying, yes, go girl, sashay that walk, to people like Billy Porter. We have to stop that. That is not cute. Because when another Asian, Italian, white, Hispanic bust you upside your head, and you're going to say, where's the black man to protect me? He's going to be over there saying, I can't do anything for you. I'm over here getting my nails did. I'm getting my outfit pressed. I'm sorry. I can't mess this up. I'm sorry. He's going to turn into one of these RuPaul drag race contestants. And we have no one else to blame but ourselves because of that. So we as black women, we really need to start fighting against this. What this little boy, what is happening with him, we should not be parading this. We should not be saying this is a good thing so that we can accept this gay narrative. No, you can tolerate it. But to be forced to accept it, that's where you need to draw the line. So that is all that I have to say about this. I'm sure that there are going to be more. I may end up putting out another video because I did get the approval from Jason Black to allow me to expand on what he talked about yesterday about the reparations, because it was so much that he said. I did a whole lot of research upon it, and I wanted to add some interesting things to it. So I might go ahead and get that done before he has his broadcast, which is at 7 o'clock. And I want to make sure that I am there. And also I want to make sure that everyone is tuned in to him. Please let us make sure that we get his his broadcast from March the 2nd on reparations up to 15,000 likes within 14 days. Well, now 13 days, because what he is going to do, he is going to buy out a huge billboard. He not sure as to where he's going to put it. Maybe in New York, Times Square. We're not sure, but we want to make sure that this brother right here is another Malcolm X in the spirit, which I love. Not just him, Tyreek. Of course, I love Tyreek. Professor Black Truth, Torian Ring, Nicole, my sister, this dear sister, please go to Nicole's View channel. She did an excellent broadcast today about with Michael Jackson. She had one of the I believe one of the lawyers for his legal team. She interviewed him. It was excellent. And how what she did is what journalists is supposed to do. I remember in college for one of my classes, mind you, my classes was about coding, but sure enough, I did something about journalism. You're supposed to have at least 3 or more sources to verify that what you're about to say and present to the world is the truth. And when you do that, you present it in a way that it would lead the audience to accept what you're saying. And if they don't, you will let them know, hey, this is where you go to in order to get this research and things to that nature. Because right now, the journalist jobs, they are to paint everything for you and to give you just one answer and be done, which is the reason why we have so many public lynchings out here, and the reason why we have so many individuals that's being judged by the public. So when they go to the courts is going to lean upon what the public says and just convict the person based off of that instead of the evidence, which also goes to show you how far society has fallen. America has fallen. Every empire has failed. America is no different. So we should not be surprised as to why we see all this craziness. But yeah, I may go right ahead and do something like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this and enjoy the rest of your evening.